to you by Bankroll. The Life of Lee. Written and read by Lee Evans. Thank you to all my family and friends. I really appreciate your encouragement and support. I love you more than you will know. This book is dedicated to little Maxwell Evans, the sole inspiration for this story. Chapter 1. In the Beginning. It wasn't the greatest of starts. In fact, things were pretty rocky for me at the beginning. As if arriving on the earth with a hole in the heart wasn't enough already. When I was born on the 25th of February 1964 at Bristol Royal Infirmary, I was also named Cassius Clay Evans. Now, that's fine if you're a strapping lad from the deep south who's destined to grow up to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. However, it's not so brilliant if you're a scrawny kid from Avonmouth who's fighting for something else altogether. His life. Being an obsessive boxing fan, Dad was keen to mark his own special way. 25th of February 1964, the day Clay knocked out the seemingly invincible Sonny Liston to claim the world heavyweight title. So passionate was Dad about boxing, the moment I was born he hot-footed it up the corridor from the waiting room where he had been glued to the TV demanding that I be named after the new champ. Luckily, Mum flatly refused. Thank goodness. I'm not suggesting that Cassius isn't a decent enough name, but even the great man himself changed it to Muhammad Ali a little later. Fortunately, Dad's other passion was rock and roll music, and so I was named Lee, after Jerry Lee Lewis, the manic piano-playing rocker. Looking on the bright side, I'm glad he never listened to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, or Dave D. Dozy Beaky Mick and Tidge. This is the story of how that small, shy, sensitive boy from a run-down council estate near the Avonmouth dockyards of Bristol and a travelling family of performers stumbled quite by accident into the heady world of show business. Regarded by anyone I came in contact with as hailing from a different planet, I had a simple longing to be accepted. Life for me always felt like an unexpected turn of events that merely conspired to exacerbate my bewildered state of mind. A naturally quiet, enigmatic, gangly, fuzzy-haired, goggle-eyed scruff bag, I just wanted to blend into the background as best I could. Ironically, trying to do so only made me stand out from the crowd. My dad was a performer who worked the South Wales and West Country club circuit, eventually sharing the bill with some of the most famous and talented performers of his generation. As a child, I led a kind of secret, dual existence, flitting between show business and the real world. In the realm of loud, excessive, sometimes overdramatic, insecure show people of all shapes, sizes and persuasions, I was always under strict instructions from my parents to be seen but never heard. I became the invisible boy. All the while, stage folk would talk openly in front of me about all sorts of things that children shouldn't normally hear. But through it all, I was unwittingly soaking up everything I witnessed. A loner, I fostered a clandestine yearning to be noticed, to be part of all the excitement that was going on around me. At 19, I rushed into marriage and was immediately expected to provide. But faced with never really fitting into the conventional workplace, I was forced under pressure to fall back on what came naturally. Show business. Eventually, when my back was to the wall and all else had failed, I got an act together based on what I'd seen as a kid and entered a talent show. To my astonishment, I found very quickly that it felt better out on stage than it did dealing with the harsh realities of bills and rent payments. I stepped on to a magical platform where, miraculously, all my troubles melted away and everything suddenly seemed possible. Looking back on my adventures now, I've come to feel that, to an extent, I have triumphed over my background. I have hurdled quite a few barriers and undergone an amazing journey. I've got a beautiful wife and a wonderful daughter, and I've still got all my own teeth. But the truth is, all I've ever been looking for is peace and acceptance. I'm getting ahead of myself, though. Let's go back to the very start, just after my parents wisely dropped the idea of calling me Cassius Clay.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?